to Oakley Hour. So today we are going to be doing Moonin at number 82. Alrighty, so what we are going to do, we are going to be doing the bay window, it's called, and also another window. We all know how I feel about these windows. Which will go this side, and I'm thinking that one here will be the one which you can just about see on the edge there. Well, you can see the top of it anyway. Can't see it very well at all. And that's what I believe we are doing today. So in the Moomin book we have the little ghost, like I say, to scare all of these, and this one, to Dicky, teaches him how to scare. There you go. When one is ready for love, wow, let me start that again. When one is really in love, all others' fears go away. Is that right? I don't know. And then we got Moonin begins a new life. Are the prophets right? So I don't know what that would be about. I'd have to read it. And then we go into our instructions, and we are, like I said, making 2 windows. Shudder. I'm probably going to flip between these because of the painting involved in both, and that is what we have to do. So let me get zoomed in a little and show you the parts that we have. This always looks like a split in the paper, but it's not. So these parts all fell on the floor, so I'm hoping that I have them all, because I do have a puppy, as most of you know by now. So let me get to the page of what I'm meant to have, and we will see. So we have 2 of these. This is going to be the side of the bay window. We have a small window that's going over there. This is also to do with the bay. We have the roofing tiles, which will be bay. We have the frame for this one, which will be there. Then we have the bigger sides, which I think will go here, like so, something like that. We will have so I think that might almost be all of it, maybe. We have the glass plastic, which needs dehairing from the pup. We have these, which will go here and here, which will need painting. Then we have this, which is going to go in the middle to give it support. I have the top piece, yeah, which is going to go here with the lines above, and then these ones will go for this small one. So I am going to put this to one side because we'll need that. So we do have all the pieces, which was important. I'm not sure if these bay windows will open. They don't look like they're going to. No, they're definitely not. And we will be starting on this. So I'm going to put this roof to one side too, because we won't need that for a bit. Won't need this. We're going to start on the frame, so we need some wood glue for that. Just make sure I got no dog hair all over it. I can't believe I did that. I picked it up and then plonked it straight on the floor, and she was wanting this. So let's see where we are. So first things first, you want to make sure that you have it the right way round. So in this case, you want, I'll show you that way, this is going to be like so, and then the piece with the brown up, and what are we doing with this? Which way round? Oh, the tab is towards the front, so it's not going to be that one, it's going to be this one. So you want this tab towards the front of here, like so. So let me get that glued in. Normally the frames aren't too bad, right? Ooh, I'm starting to get some colouring on my glue. Don't want that. I'm going to clean this out probably before we do too much more. That will be the rust from the pins. I dropped one of the pins. So what we don't want is that mark in there, because that will colour, whereas when it's white you can get rid of it. So that will be the rust from the pin, which I only put in yesterday, but it isn't the original pin, and that's probably why. You can see it starting to rust down the bottom there. And that will have gone into my glue, which we don't like. Then we are going to put the other side on, making sure that it's facing the right way. So you've got the tab at the top, and I'm going to get some glue on here. Probably going to have to dump a lot of this glue. Get it. Let me glue the paper. Boink. So that has come out, and that's fine. And we will put this in here, making sure that the tabs are facing the right way, like so. It's coming out white again now. And then, let's see. Now it wants you to start painting, so it's going to want you to paint the support beam. And what else? It's going to get me to paint something else, I'm pretty sure. It's after the event, so it's going to want me to paint the tabs somewhere. So let me see where that is. On the sides here. So it's going to want those painted, so I'm going to get those done. I'm just going to do this one separate. And then, of course, the other frame for the other window we're going to need to paint too. So we just need to make sure the tabs are done. And I do those with markers so they dry quite quick as I throw them on the dog. I've got a pack of them. So I'm going to get that done. It's still obviously not set yet. I'll take this off, it'll be a lot easier to do with it off. It's going to need more than one coat as well, so I'm going to take all of this apart, glue the, paint these ends, which will be a lot easier to do separated. And the stick here, which we want on the main side here. Probably should get my little what they call crocodile clips out, but I think we'll be okay. So do I have to do both sides? I'm going to do all sides because I don't know. It's because I'm doing it in advance, really. Wow, really do need crocodile clip to hold this, don't I? The tab bits you probably don't need to do. However, who knows? In fact, I bet you do, because I reckon it's going to show through the end here. And you're going to want at least the paint on the ends of it. So this hasn't taken particularly well. So I'm going to get all this painted and leave it to dry and just check to see if I need to paint anything else. And probably get another marker because this one seems a bit wishy-washy to me. Then I'm going to get the frame from this one because I know this is going to need doing as well. I'm going to put this to one side for the moment and I will check to see if I need to paint any of that. So again, need to make sure that the tabs are correct. Are these all the same? They might be. So let's see. Oven the way up. So you just want to make sure that you are painting them opposite to each other. So the tabs are opposite. Like so. Oh, the white's coming through now, of course. Guess it just needed a little bit of effort. So I'm going to get these painted as well. So these are all done. And then the tops of this frame. And that's all out the way then. And I don't need to worry. So the ones you're going to want to do is the one with the ledge, which this pen's not the best for doing. It doesn't really get into all the nooks and crannies of it. Let's see how it did. You know, it didn't actually do a terrible job. I need to put that pin in. I don't want to put that pin in. I'm going to get another one. It's because I dropped the other one. I have no idea where it went either, which is really annoying because I've got a pup and I don't want the puppy eating a pin. I can't find it anywhere. And I haven't heard anyone complain that it's gone into their foot, so, or me complain that it's gone into my foot. So I'm going to leave that, check if I need any others done, put a different pin in, which I have a few of. Let's see, and throw the other one away. Oh, can't get another pin out. Alright, I will get a pin and I'm going to check this in case I need to paint anything else. Alright, so that's done. And it's come out okay. The only bit that you needed to do that I didn't mention was the bottom, these pieces. I did do the top, but I don't think that's going to matter. It's going to be covered with tiles, so you're going to need to do the bottoms here. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, the reason I use markers instead of paint is because when you are connecting them, I find it just works a lot better. It's there's no surface. Plus, I used to get streaks all over the show. So a lot of my Moomin furniture is pretty streaky, let's put it that way. So I'm going to put this back together. So this pointing towards me, the slopey edge here, this with the lip and the hole towards that, and we will glue that, and hopefully I don't have weird coloured glue again. So just made more sense to paint it all first. I did put a new pin in, but if needed I'll change out the glue. So I'm going to put that on there, and then wipe any excess off. It looks like it's going to be white right now, so that's good. And then get my directions right here. We are going to glue this one on as well. And it gets you to do the painting, which we've already done. Painting. Chosen word. And this is just a bit of brown from the paint before. I'm just going to take that off of there and get these in. Would help probably if I had it facing slightly different than what I do. There we go. So that will be done, and then next we are going to put this small stick in, and that will go in on one of the sides because the shape of it is lengthwise here. So I'm just going to pop that in there, and the paint doesn't take as well on the sides like this. I wonder if there's other sides that need better. Oh, come back out. Not particularly. So it's still a bit streaky, but it'll be okay, and I can always give it another coat afterwards later if I wish. And then I'm assuming we put the bottom piece on, indeed. So I'm gonna just glue all this up here on all these sides here. I'll make sure again it's facing the right way. Put a little bit on the end here and put some in there, and you just want to make sure that you have this edge pointing upwards if you've got it in the same direction that I do, and slide it on in. So that will be done. Right, and next we're going to put that roof panel on, which is this one here with the lines. Just make sure it's got the lines up, and you want the sloping piece towards here where that's sloping as well. So you just want to make sure that that's on right. Doesn't look like it's going to go on right, does it? Really? So it'd be like that. Is that right? That's how they've got it. Just checking myself, guys. Wait 1 sec. Yeah, that's how it is. I guess this part just goes in the house. So again, just going to pop some glue on here. And I'm going to put this one side to dry before I mess with the window and things like that. And I will get the other frame put together for the single window, so not doing it in the order they give me whatsoever. So although these ends do show, they won't show by the end of it. Just making sure that those are in. I mean, you can still see that possibly they need another coat. Don't know. I'm going to put that there and then work on this one that I have. So you want the, just make sure I'm doing it right, I've done enough of these, I should know. You want the slope with the edge on the inside, and that has to go on the side with these, get that out of the way, with these showing. Alright, sorry about that. The wind came in and blew things all over the show. So, I also notice, according to this, that one of these, maybe it was the top one, no? One of these should have been white on both sides, and I've looked at both of them, because it doesn't matter which one, and neither of them are. So this needs painting white as well, so I'm going to get and do that, and then I'm going to put this together. Actually, I'll put it together first, because that can be drying. Alright, so as I was saying, you just want to make sure your ridge piece is on the inside, like so, and the bow part curve is up this way. So I'm going to get those in. Probably better to do this. And let's see if I think I'm only meant to do half the frame, probably, rather than the whole thing. Yeah, we're going to put the window in first. So we just need one piece of this glued, but it will go in both ends. So it's going to be like the last window that we did, where you put the window in before you, look at that, would have done that the wrong way. Oh, do I need more glue now? Probably. I had it the right way, and then it went the wrong way. Okay. Can't blame anything other than myself. Alright, and the same with this one. So that it's like that. And then we'll put the window in, which we will do now, which is this piece with this small piece of plastic, which, as you know, I tend to use B7000 for this. It does have a right and wrong way. So you want to make sure that the glass goes where the little indents are. Can you see indents on here? Let me see if you can see them. Just about, you'll see one by my thumb up here, but there's some on each corner. So I'm gonna get the B7000 working while I peel off the plastic on both sides of the glass. I do have another B7000 out ready to rock and roll, so I tend to just do where it all crosses it over, really, just a tiny bit. It is stringy, this stuff, so if you are using it, do bear that in mind. You want to make sure that it's not in the, I'm going to put this to one side because I need to clean it. You want to make sure that it's not in the, right, because of the phone call and I'd already put glue down, I did go ahead and just place on top the glass. So now I am going to, I mean, this is plastic. Oh, I also gave a coat to this while I was on the phone, could do that. Anyway, I am going to put a bit of wood glue. It will work quite well in here, and you can see inside here that it is put it in the right place. Oh, I don't know that you can see, it is at an angle. To see, it is higher up on the inside than it is on the outside, so that's why you want to make sure that these are beveled. I'm just going to use some wood glue on here, and it's kind of definitely gone out of alignment, so handy that I've come back before it's sealed. And then window side down, and hopefully if you've done it right that will work, or if I've done it right. Most times I don't have too much trouble with the frames, it's the rest of it. And then put the bottom bit on, which is good because this is coming away really from where we want it to be. And get this one in, and then I will be back to do the windows, so make sure it's up the right way. Had to triple check myself then, and this should straighten it up. It's not one thing, it's another. It's been a bit difficult to put in, but I think it's because I was away so much. There we go. And I will put a clamp on. I'm going to put a long clamp on actually to hold it when I can find one. There's one. Just to hold that bit at the bottom to be more square, and there it goes in. And then we will get on. I need to give this another coat of paint. So like I say, I mean, many people, let's get you a little closer, don't need to be quite that far out. Many people do paint them. I just find that you have a paint build up and then you don't get the edges as you want them. You know, it's going to be a little problematic too. And then I'm going to see if I can get a clamp on here, because that doesn't want to go in straight. Let me see. We push this down more. There we go. Wow, the wind is really wanting to come into my house. And then push that down. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, I'm going to pop that to one side. I have the frame of that to go, which is the shuttering part. And I believe I will go back on my instructions. Next we will be putting in the window on here, which doesn't look too complicated compared to the other one. And even that is probably not that complicated. Just going to give it one other coat. It does need a few. I'm just a bit miffed that it shows that this was already painted this side, and it definitely is not. And get that done, because this will show on the outside. But like I say, you know, a lot of people are very comfortable painting, and I mean, I'm sure airbrushing would look much better in reality than this, but markers do the job. Now I'm going to give a little bit to this and get the windows ready to go. Give that a second to dry as well. Alright, what we are going to do is put the window on. So you want to make sure that the raised edge is upwards, and that's going to have my B7000 going on it. I get the pleasure of peeling these, which I'm more than happy to do. Maybe I should buy, or the next one I get given, I'll say I want a frame with it, because if you get the frames you get a lot of this to peel. You know what I mean? Dust cover, not frame. Wait, get off me. But it was handy that these were on, because when I dropped it, the glass itself would have ended up, plastic itself would have ended up with lots and lots of dust. Right, so I'm only going to put it on the four corners, here, kind of in the middle there, here, here, middle. Whoa, I see a string went there, so I need to get rid of that. It's in this bottom one down here. And I see another string. So let me get rid of my strings before I attach the plastic. Oh, there's a few strings. If I look at it just right, I can see them. So this does take a moment to dry, so all I'm doing is removing any strings that I see. Most of them are kind of a bit invisible, so it's quite hard to see. That's not a string, that's a hair. It may not be the dog hair, it might be one of mine. Wrong colour for the dog hair. And I see more string. So that's the problem with this glue, is it is rather stringy. But it does a good job. It's nice because you can get it to be more precise than some glues. Wow. Come on. Is that him? Nope. Another one down there. Wow, it went real stringy. Maybe it isn't the best glue to use for this. Maybe they're not string, maybe it's hair. Maybe it's when it fell on the floor it caught loads of dog hair or something. These are dog hairs. Yeah, I think they were dog hairs. Right, so making sure that the lip is up, place your plastic like so. And then this will go into here. So much easier build than this window, I say, than the other one. So if you need to paint this again, now's your time before you put this window in. I'm putting glue along the top there, and that's not even where it's going to go. It's going to go in here, along here, and in the bottom there. So let me take that all off, don't need that. Not that it's going to matter because it's going to be, or maybe it would. It's interesting they don't get you to paint that. It must be on the outside. I think this goes in there. It must. I'm just going to put it on here for good measure. Alright, it's wood glue I'm using. Can't go far wrong, haha. Just make sure that that's on okay. Got some glue on there. And then all we have left is the roof panels. So turn it over to put it in. Don't think it matters which way around. And it should, famous last words, pop in there. There we go. And this is now where they get you to do all the painting of different things. Like I can see here, I wish I'd painted that now because that shows underneath there, but the top's fine. That's okay. So I wish I had painted down here. But I'm not going to mess with it because that's going to go in the window just fine. Some fluff going around. Let's see if I can get that off. Right, next. The tiles, get rid of my wood glue, I won't need that for a bit, get rid of that. The tiles do all have numbers on them, so hopefully you can see when I find the camera. So let's see if I can get it closer to you. Wow, focus. Focus, focus, and keep my hand still. Wow. It's focusing on everything but, I think. Move my sleeve out the way or something. Okay, so it has numbers, which are definitely not clear. I just can't hold this straight in the right place. There we go, 1, 2 and 3, you can see them. And what they want you to do is get your scalpel, craft knife, and just break them free. So number 1 being first, just trying to see where it's connected. It's connected on the end here. And it's actually going to go number side up. So I'm going to use Beacon for this, which is also a stringy glue, because I think that will work quite well. Come on, out you come. My scalpel's got quite a new blade in, maybe not so much now. And then we'll get them all out. And where's this one connected? At the top. Maybe I'm just not putting enough pressure on to cut them loose. Maybe you could just do it by hand, easier. So this one has a little bit left in here. So again, a lot of this isn't going to be seen because it's going to be covered up with the one above, or the next one that goes on top of it. So if it doesn't come out totally clean, unless you feel it's going to show, you probably really don't need to worry too much. And where's this one? Clipped. Okay, on the top here. And also around here. And they should come out reasonably clear. So taking number 1, I believe, I should probably look at me instructions because that's how things just go wrong. So row 1 is number 1, and you want it, the beacon, you want it at the bottom here, so you want that one in first, which is just a straight piece. I'm going to keep this like this, okay, and just make sure that that goes on up to the line. And I'm using beacon because it generally works better with cardboard and stuff. I mean, it is stringy, so you do have to be a bit careful, but generally. And then, so let me show you. So it goes up to that line here, and then we will do number 2 up to this line here, which is this one. So this one will go on here. So I'm going to put some glue both up to the line here, but also on the last tile strip as such that we put in. Get rid of that string. And let's see if I can zoom you in. Doing it from holding it up right now, which is pretty impressive for me. And just make sure it's down as much as you can, and it's lined up here, especially the edges. Okay, and then we will do number 3. So I can't zoom you in anymore, I don't think, on this camera. What I would do with some of my smaller builds, I'm going to try and use this tripod that came with the camera, which might get us in a bit closer. But with this build, it's just make sure you do get those edges though, that's important. And number 3, third one on. Looks so many tiles for such a small piece, doesn't it really? I want to make sure that they're protected. And as you can see, as that's going on, there's no numbers showing or anything. I mean, obviously number 3 is showing right now. And again, hold it on your ends because that's going to be most important. Try not to get glue on it. You can see glue on there. Oi, get off. And it's also not on proper. Okay. So I'm going to check it down here now. It was a little crooked. And then the last one goes on here, and this is done. And will be put to one side until we install however it's going to install. And again, just putting some along the top of the roof tiles already there. And this piece is curved, so it's got a curve going along the top edge here. And pop that on so you can see, and just make sure that you have it there. Now is the top one, you need a millimetre. Which way though? Overlap of 1 millimetre. Over which edge? Oh, okay. So they want it to go back a little bit, so it's just going over this lip here. So let me do that. I'm not sure why. I guess when it goes up against the house it will all make sense as to why. So I've got a very, very slight overlap there. You'll see, tiny bit. May not be a millimetre. I was guessing on the measurements there. So that can go to one side to dry. Next, my friends, this. Now let's get rid of my beacon because I won't be needing that. Oh, all that plastic from the plastic covering stuck to the bottle. Right, today I did tacky last time, didn't I? So today I'm going to try my beacon. So, okay, get it right. This is the bottom of the window where the windowsill will go, and this is the top, and this is this. Oh, it's like the first ones we did. So you got a step design here, which is going to go on the top there. I think I will check that in a second. And then you've got the more rounded kind of one here. Can't see a thing with my hands like that. So let me see which one's on the top there. Oh, it's the top is the step looking one. So this looking one here. Again, focus, come on. There we go. All right, that will go on the top, i.e. here. So let me get a clamp or two. I'll get my heavy duty one here. Let's get that on. In B7000, I mean, it dries actually quite quick. However, there is some maneuverability, so if you mess up, and it's not as permanent as super glue generally is. Although my super glue these days have been letting me down a bit. Hasn't been as strong as I've had. And that's all lined up at the edges, so I just need to squish it in the middle. If I can keep it still, it'll make life a bit easier. As it all moves. I'm not very good with my hands like this. What I need is a third hand. That would do it, wouldn't it? Do you think? Right, maybe if I hold it like that, I can get this in place. Wow, it's going to be too big. Alright, smaller clamp it is. The problem with those big ones is that they are potentially too strong, I guess. Alright, let's try that again. Just double checking myself I'm putting the right one on the right one, which I am. So I think I had the principle down. Hold the sides like so, and then put said clamp in the middle. Whee. Okay. Alright, on. Right, let me get a little clamp ready for the bottom here. And then we will just make sure I get it the right way. So it's going to focus on everything but what I want you to focus on. Camera, come on. So this has like a, wow. Wow. Let's hide everything else. Well, my camera doesn't want to focus on this whatsoever. Anyway, you can see it there. So it's got a straight edge, which is going to have the windowsill on, and it's got a bendy end, which is going against the window. So you want the step of this thing like that, if you could see. So again, I'm going to do it with the 7000 and hope that that's going to be strung out. You know, this moved. Okay. Alright, it's the dog walker, so my son's dogs are on the way back. I think that's what it is. I'll look in a moment. So making sure that you get it the right way round. This is where I messed up on all the others. You know, if I got this right first time, if I can even pick it up. I must be scared. I'm scared of the thing. So basically you've got the little lip at the bottom. Okay. Oh, look at that. It was so close, guys. So very close. Moved. It's a bit of a balancing act with the clamps going on. Okay, alright, I think we're good. Okay, and then all we got to do is let this dry and put the windowsill ones on, and then this will be done. Label it number 82 because that's the issue number we're on, and we don't want all the windows getting muddled. Oh, and the other thing we have to do, of course, is put it on that frame, but that's easy in comparison. All right, I'll be back in a few moments, and then we'll be able to get it all together and see what we got coming up. All right, so all things being well, just had a moment. Look at that! Good grief! Good grief! Could it be? Could it be? I may have mastered this. Then all I need to do is put this one on, and I know I can't clamp this because it just falls off. So I'm not even going to attempt to. I am going to just run it along the top here, and run. Let's see, a little bit along this edge to where the windowsill goes, all the way along here. Make sure I don't have any strings as I put my hands straight in the stuff. What am I doing? No, I'm just not thinking. And I am really, guys, I'm really happy with this. So now that's done its thing. Well, it hasn't really done its thing. It's resting on there, but I'm still going to attach it. And then I will label it 82, putting it on the wood like I have every time and not straight on the glass. Actually, they didn't put this one on the glass, so just using some what's the name masking tape. That's all I'm going to do. All right, happy with that. So let's get the wood glue back. I actually put it away, I'm not sure why. And we will get these on. You know, it just doesn't look right, but it is what it is. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure I should stop worrying. And normally I would clamp this. I think I'll just clamp it on the sides. Maybe the top piece, but not the windowsill piece. Because it won't be not long enough. But overall, it's the first window that I seem to have done successfully. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. I've got to get this on. Finding the little things that please you. Oh, look at those hairs. What the heck? Where did they all even come from? Can't even blame the glue. Ooh. I'm going to get hair on it, and I'm not even sure how. I'm actually really happy with this result, and it's the first one I've done. First one of many, bearing in mind there's a lot of these to do. So, and I'm just going to literally clamp it either side, make sure it's even, which it is not. Nice things about these little clamps is there's a little bit of wiggle room. Don't put any pressure on that bottom bit. None. Okay. And I'm going to put that to one side and let it dry. Success, guys, success. Oh no, this is coming off. Oh no, it's all coming off. Oh no. See, just when I thought it was working, that's what we get. Alright, I will take this off and I will give this longer for its clamp. Okay, so what do we have? Let me find a clamp, put that on there. And I'm going to give this a bit longer, and then we'll worry about the windowsill. I'm not sure why it went up again. I'm going to probably leave it overnight before touching this, if I can get my clamp on there. It doesn't even want to go on now. It's like the frame actually pushed it. pushed it out. It's the same with that one too. I am going to take it off this frame and I'm just going to leave it overnight to do its thing, because I was really happy with this result. And now it's gone a bit skewy on me. So I am going to leave it overnight to harden like we want it to. I'll probably put the windowsill on in a sec. I can't even get these on. Alright, I'm going to mess with this. I am happy with the result. It just needs reclamping. Going to put the windowsill on, and I will attach this when it's all properly dry. So I'm going to leave it totally overnight so that I can make sure it's done. So let me pop this to one side. I'll deal with you guys, you in a minute, because overall, like I say, really, really happy. So next we have number 83 coming up, and we are going to be doing frame. Oh, and the little porch roof. So I'm guessing that's the one over this door. Where's the book for today? I don't know where it's on. It's not that one. It can't be under there, so it's got to be this side, hasn't it, really? Or the back. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. So that kind of works. And going to... Oh, also build a step. I bet it's above the steps. Okay, so that's probably makes sense. So it probably will be above the door we made. Maybe I got hiccups, sorry. Anyway. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you are enjoying the build, and for spending some time with me to watch this. And please do like and subscribe. Leave any comments. If you want to email me, you can on opallyhour@outlook.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, you take care, guys. Bye bye now.